robots took my podcast, man.
This is the story of an average guy and a beautiful girl.
Hi.
Don't tell me your name. I'll just call you Beauty.
You must be a sensitive person. I bet you're a fan of Rod McEwen's.
I try to be.
And his best friend.
I am Captain Chaos. Been a cop long?
And a family doctor.
Come on right here.
And how they all set out one day in an ambulance from New York to California at 150 miles per hour.
California, here we come.
But they aren't the only ones. Because this is the Cannonball Run, America's illegal Grand Prix. And it doesn't matter how you get there. It's who gets there first. Burt Reynolds is the defending champion. On his team, Farrah Fawcett.
Are you one of those volleyballers?
Cannonballs.
Dom DeLuise, and Jack Elam. And here comes the competition.
Will you hurry up, you little...
Dean Martin.
We happen to be in a race.
Sammy Davis Jr.
You, Shorty. Where'd you get all that jewelry?
Take a left.
Mel Tillis and Terry Bradshaw. Jackie Chan. And Roger Moore as himself.
I'm Roger Moore. Roger Moore.
All of them. Reckless.
We're in kind of a hurry, so if you could just bless it and then we'll be...
Unscrupulous.
Oh, I gotta bless her. I'm sorry, Father. She's a Zen Buddhist.
Desperate characters. By land, by sea, by air. They'll do anything, drive anything, say anything.
It's hard to understand you.
When I called you, I was doing 140 miles an hour.
And stop at nothing.
Normally I drive right around the speed limit.
We all make mistakes, miss. But 160?
To win the Cannonball Run.
Yeah, we're looking good.
Come on, faster!
Cannonball Run. The only movie to get over 200 tickets before it even opens.
That's Cannonball. Perfect.
All right.
Cannonball. Cannonball.
Jordan, we've got to get this podcast to California.
$1 million.
This looks like a job for Captain Podcast.
Oh, great. You and him, huh? You and your alter ego, Captain Podcast. There's my Burt Reynolds laugh.
It was $1 million every time he laughed back then.
It was. I think he got like 100,000 every time he laughed, literally, in his check.
$1 million laugh.
All right, should we start off?
Why not? I guess, yeah, we're here to talk about movies. Why not? Let's do this.
All right, let's talk about this. Let's do this.
You want to 3, 2, 1 us?
All right, I'll 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to our podcast. The robots took my podcast. I am Jordan.
And I am Anthony.
Anthony, what film are we talking about today? And it's an important film.
Jordan, we are not talking about one movie, but we are talking about two. The podcast audience gets a lot of value with this episode. You're getting 2 for the price of 1.
2 for the price of 1.
1981's The Cannonball Run. That's The Cannonball Run. And 1984.
In France, it was called Les Cannonball Run.
Oh, was it? Oh, fun fact. Well, and its sequel, Cannonball Run II. What was that called in France, Jordan?
It was called Les Cannonball Run Part 2.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
For our French listeners there and people on Duolingo.
Back when Blockbuster Video was big, they had a big Cannonball Run section, literally, right next to the Jerry Lewis section. Fun fact.
Yeah, that is a fun fact. Well, Jordan, you gave me 3 movies to choose from.
Yes, out of the Hal Needham, Burt Reynolds collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
Cannonball Run was one of them. Hooper was another one. And Smokey and the Bandit, I think, was the other one, wasn't it?
Yeah. And as much as I would have liked to have talked about Smokey and the Bandit, I just can't pass up an opportunity to revisit these films.
Wow. And you didn't even want to talk about the really good movie, Hooper.
We're not here to talk about good movies, Jordan.
That's true.
Have you not listened to this podcast?
That's right. Maybe I haven't heard our own podcast enough. True.
No, we're looking for interesting conversations. And I think the Cannonball Run films are interesting movies to talk about. Mm-hmm. I don't think they play by the rules. The Cannonball race that they are based on is an illegal street race. So these movies themselves are kind of breaking the rules. And director Hal Needham himself, not necessarily a rule follower. Who was director Hal Needham, Jordan?
Hal Needham, a fascinating story with Hal Needham. He used to be a Hollywood stuntman. And that was how him and Burt Reynolds became friends, was when he was a stuntman. He doubled for Burt on some show or movie. And they were inseparable after that. And so Hal Needham got his start as a director because this was after Burt Reynolds got famous after a few movies and they made Smokey and the Bandit together. And,
Cha-ching!
Burt Reynolds loved Hal Needham's style also. He dressed just like him. I'm not even making all this up. This is true. His whole kind of slight cowboy rock and roll style that Burt Reynolds had, he stole that from Hal Needham, actually.
Really? Oh.
Yeah. I learned a lot of this from a documentary about Hal Needham. I can't remember what it was on, but it was a documentary about him that was made a few years back.
Yeah.
That was pretty detailed.
It was called Hal Needham and Burt Reynolds BFFs for number 4 Eva.
Pretty much. I mean, that's what it was about. It was about the bromance between Burt Reynolds and Hal Needham. Not unlike another movie we talked about on this podcast, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Very close to that kind of bromance like Cliff and Rick have in that movie. It's almost the same kind of thing.
Do you think that Quentin Tarantino based that movie on this relationship between these two gents?
Well, absolutely. A good chunk of it. I think about 80% of it is based on that. And also, he did show Burt Reynolds the script before he died. So go figure, I mean. But yeah, that was how Hal Needham got his start as a stuntman. Then he became a director when Burt Reynolds basically put his foot forward and said, hey, let him direct this movie, Smokey and the Bandit. And yeah, and it didn't hurt that Burt Reynolds was already friendly with producer Al Ruddy from The Godfather and another movie he had done with Burt called The Longest Yard, which was remade with Adam Sandler years later, and Burt Reynolds all over again. Anyway.
Yeah.
I was also going to mention, of course, we did, and you remember, we talked about Hal Needham before in another podcast episode, and it was Megaforce, another movie he directed, and another movie he also worked on with Al Ruddy and, once again, Raymond Chow. With Golden Harvest.
Yeah, an interesting film. And so we will talk about another Hal Needham film. But these two movies, I saw them when I was a wee lad back in the old country. And these were on...
the old country.
I just keep beating that joke into the ground. I used to watch Cannonball Run and Cannonball Run II on cable. They were constantly on cable in rotation. And I can't remember, because I saw Cannonball Run II. I can't tell you how many times. I don't know if I had it, if it was taped off of TV. Back in the day, folks, if you're of a certain age, used to tape stuff in the 80s and 90s off of TV and watch it, right?
Yeah, and Cannonball Run 2 was on cable a lot.
Yeah.
And then I remember seeing, oddly, Cannonball Run on network TV later on. Mm-hmm. And I just was like, wow, these aren't really... Even as a little kid thinking these aren't that much different from each other. They're both the same premise.
I was a little confused even. I thought they were the same movie at times. And then it would sort of get mixed up in my head. And the internet's a little confused about these two movies, I can tell you that. But Cannonball Run 2, I'd seen so many times. And Cannonball Run, I think, only a handful of times.
Right. Same here. Isn't that odd how we saw the sequel more?
I might have seen Cannonball Run 2 before even Cannonball 1. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. But
the only comparison I can make is I saw Oh God Book 2 way more times than Oh God 1. The George Burns star. Man, I'm going deep there. Nobody's going to know what I'm talking about.
I was about to say, what is Grandpa Jordan talking about? Someone turn up his hearing aid.
I know. We're already going to have enough trouble having to tell the young people out there, the actors in this movie, because I'm sure none of them, even though they were huge at the time, none of them are going to be
sorry, folks, Grandpa Jordan needs to take his medicine. Okay, we're talking about Cannonball Run, an equally obscure...
Cannonball Run, yes, okay.
Cannonball Run 2. These two movies, Jordan, if they were books, they would be a leather-bound volume as a complete work of art. This may be one of the best movie and its sequel combos, I think, in film history.
Really?
Like Top Gun or Terminator and T2 or Frankenstein and The Bride of Frankenstein. They're just art. Classic examples of art. Monoliths of film, Jordan.
The Godfather 1 and 2, even.
Godfather 1 and 2.
That comparison, they can't.
You can't have one without the other.
Need the box set this way.
Am I overselling this maybe a little bit?
Well, those are some strong words, Anthony.
We'll see. I don't know. Some people may agree with me, some may not. But did I feel the same as I did when I was a kid watching these movies? We will see. But Jordan, do you know the inspiration for these movies?
It wasn't just like, hey, let's remake Smokey and the Bandit? No. No, I didn't. This movie was inspired by something?
Actually, Hal Needham, the director, and car and driver editor, and the actual real Cannonball Run race, its creator, Brock Yates, themselves drove in the real Cannonball Run in 1979.
Whoa.
In a modified ambulance that is actually the ambulance, the vehicle used in the movie, Cannonball Run.
What? Shut up. Really? This is true?
Absolutely. This is true.
You're not making this up.
This is a souped-up ambulance. No. And this is not a bit. Brock Yates' wife was the quote-unquote patient. And they did not win. The transmission blew out in California. But he drove with the race's creator, one of the race's creators.
And that was Brock Yates is the one who wrote the screenplay as well for Les Cannonball Run, the first one.
Exactly.
Interesting.
You know, unless the internet's a fibbing and IMDb's not to be believed, then, they basically just wrote a comedic version of, I think, their experience. So what we get in this movie is a documentary, kind of. I don't know. Something.
Wow. Amazing.
But anyway, Jordan, we're not probably going to go blow by blow like we do sometimes on this podcast, but I will say that this movie is probably best known for its cast. It is an all-star cast, Pee-wee.
All-star, definitely. I mean, this was like, it was a cast that you have to mention in the trailer, which they do. Like it's a car with every motor component that you want, basically. Or it's a meal with every side dish you want in there. Like Burt Reynolds, Dom DeLuise, Farrah Fawcett. Oh my! It's like even the guy reading it is just about to, cream his drawers over this.
Yeah, he can't believe it. He's like, Dean Martin's in this? What?
Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr.
No. TV's Jamie Farr? What? I can't believe it. Adrienne Barbeau? What?
Adrienne Barbeau.
Like, I can't. Like, you can't even.
Oh my God, it's an all-star cast. And yet, nobody, except, like I said, younger people nowadays may not even know this cast nowadays. But yeah, this was huge. And then even Burt Reynolds' later collaborator, Burt Convy, shows up in the damn movie.
Yeah.
Like in a motorcycle stunt. And he would later do a celebrity game show with this guy in the late 80s, Burt Reynolds and Burt Convy, called Win, Lose, or Draw. I'm not even making that up. But yeah. Fun fact. Because this movie does star Burt Reynolds and Dom DeLuise and Farrah Fawcett and all of Burt Reynolds' drinking buddies once again.
Yeah, Burt Reynolds is like Adam Sandler. He's given all his buddies roles. Like, I'll bet you half the people in this cast showed up in like Evening Shade.
Yeah.
That TV show he was in or whatever.
Burt Convy was like his Rob Schneider.
Yeah.
Maybe that's being kind. Kind to Rob Schneider.
Anyway, the theme song was, it's this country pop tune. How's it go, Jordan?
Cannonball, cannonball. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. It's not what you do, you got to do it with some style. Something like that. Yeah, it's sung by Ray Stevens of all people, who I like. I remember when we were kids. Also, Ray Stevens, or at least when I was a kid, Ray Stevens. You'd see constant 1-800 number ads for his children's album.
Yeah,
and of course, he was well known for the song "Everything Is Beautiful."
Wait, wasn't he also like sort of a joke song writer?
That's what I mean. Yeah, like his kids' album, I thought was just mostly joke songs, and
yeah, he did the Streak or what? I mean, yeah. Anyway, enough about Ray Stevens. He also sang this song, so it's a very positive '80s I don't know, like workout tune or
These
something.
are words to live by, It's not what you do, it's how you do it. It's not, you just got to do it with some style, man. It's all, it's almost like, positive. Like, I wonder if Burt Reynolds would wake up and just have this song playing while he's looking in the mirror, shaving.
Yeah.
Being like, it's showtime.
Quaffing his mustache, adjusting his toupee. Was Burt Reynolds wearing a toupee at this point, Jordan? I'm just kidding.
There has been a lot of speculation about that over the years, about Burt Reynolds' hair being his real hair or not, about whether he wore a rug or not, much like with Charlton Heston as well. But I think he might have been wearing a rug. I know that the biggest, oddest thing back then was, at one point, Premiere Magazine had a speculation that if Burt Reynolds shaved his mustache, he made a good movie, but it would not do well at the box office. But then if he left his mustache on, it had a better chance of making it at the box office.
Really? So Burt Reynolds mustache movies, that's like even number, odd number Star Trek movies? Is
almost.
Like,
I mean, he was on a streak, a winning streak until Stroker Ace with this kind of thing.
They called him the Streak, and then he made Stroker Ace, yes.
Streaker Ace, yes.
So the movie begins with the black 1979 Lamborghini Countach LP, Misty, our friend who likes cars and movies. And I am sorry, Misty, I cannot list them all this time. There are too many interesting and awesome cars in this movie. You're just going to have to look it up. Right?
Yeah. There's even a Subaru.
There's every car in the rainbow of cars.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, this is an illegal car race across the country. So this Lamborghini's evading the cops, just playing with them. And this lady gets out, hot 80s babe, sprays an X on the speed limit sign and takes off. And then we meet Burt Reynolds, who plays JJ. Who owns a car repair shop business. And Jordan, trivia time. Are you ready?
Yes.
Burt Reynolds became the highest paid actor in Hollywood history up until this point. For this movie, he was paid $5 million for just 4 weeks' work.
$5 million in 1981. OMG. That's a lot of money. A lot of money. Damn. 4 weeks' work? Wow.
$5 million, okay, in 1981, Jordan, would be $17,800,000 in today's money, adjusted for inflation.
Wow. No wonder he looks so happy in the outtakes at the end.
Yeah, no, he's having a good time. God. Yeah, he would, he would just work out in his trailer, just lifting bags of money. That's what I heard, to keep in shape.
Yeah, right. Why do they want to have like summer camps where you go like play ball and learn how to? Why can't you have like a camp where you go be Burt Reynolds for like 3 weeks back in 1981?
Oh, yeah. Hook up with babes and drink excessively and count your money.
That was the other thing. Him and Hal Needham, at one point, this is around Smoking the Bandit, maybe around this time that they're making this movie, they both got divorced at the same time and both became roommates. And according to Hal Needham's son, Hal Needham's son said as a kid he loved coming to visit them because it was just one party after the other, house full of babes.
Oh my God.
And alcohol.
That should be a movie.
That's what I know. I want to see this movie.
Anyway, forget Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I want to see that movie.
That's what I'm saying.
Anyway, so Victor is the mechanic at the shop, and he's played by Sir Dom DeLuise.
Yeah, and he's running late because my hamster was having an anxiety attack, JJ. I'm so sorry.
That made me laugh, okay? That may be the biggest laugh in the movie for me, for some reason.
Yeah.
It's the best late for work excuse.
Yeah. I thought I'd used them all, but that was the best one.
Yeah.
As a guy who's used every late for work excuse,
Now you got a new one. No one's going to remember it, Jordan. Feel free.
I'm sorry. My hamster had an anxiety attack, and I had to sit there and console the little guy, and he started to eat the wheel. Saying this seriously as a heart attack. I'm taking that Dom DeLuise line and saying it more serious. Anyway.
But I mean, and you got to tell him he's your service hamster as well. So it's like.
Oh, yeah. Nowadays, put that spin on it.
I'm comforting my service hamster. So I've got double anxiety now. So it's a cycle.
It's my service animal. So what am I going to do? If my service animal gets anxiety, what the fuck am I going to do, man? What the hell?
Anyway, I just pictured the little vest on him. Anyway.
People with service animals, I'm sorry. We were sorry. We didn't mean to. I hope we're not offending you here.
A struggle is real. Okay. So he plays this lovable, innocent, dumb guy who has an alter ego who they refer to as him, and JJ does not like him. So Jordan, who is his alter ego?
Captain Chaos.
It's the weirdest thing ever. He just puts on this. Eventually, we meet Captain Chaos.
It's like his confidence, though. Yeah, it's like his alter ego with the confidence and everything.
It's an unexpected layer of psychology to this movie, but he puts on this mask, and it's just Dumbo feather, you know?
It does. It adds an extra layer of pathos to this movie that I'd never expected.
I feel like an outtake to this movie laughing.
I'm sorry.
That's an extra layer of pathos to Cannonball Run. Anyway, so
this is why they loved it in France. I'm telling you, the French critics were all over this movie because of that part alone. They were like, yes, the Captain Chaos and the Dom DeLuise character are not the same in the one. No, that is his ego, his super ego, you see, from a psychological standpoint.
He is a man conflicted. He is shattered.
Yes. You know, Dom DeLuise was a sex symbol in France, by the way.
I believe it. I believe it.
I had a friend, he was a foreign exchange student, and he had a poster of Dom DeLuise in like the Bermuda shorts and the drink. He looked sexy in the poster. He's sitting out by the pool, all tan and shit. And of course, let's not forget that Dom DeLuise bred the beautiful offspring, Peter DeLuise, from 21 Jump Street.
Yes, we shan't forget. And so I think that Dom DeLuise carries these movies.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Burt Reynolds is more of the straight man. And I mean, he carries not one, but two movies on his shoulders.
He's the confident one. Yeah, he's like the butthead to Dom DeLuise's Beavis, you know.
Yes. And Reynolds and DeLuise were lifelong friends in real life, just like Hal Needham.
That was true, yeah. Wasn't he just probably another... Yeah, he was in his circle of friends, I imagine, I guess.
It wasn't the Brat Pack. It was like the Burt Pack.
Yeah, the Burt Pack. Pretty much. That's what it seems like. No joke. I mean, he did have this kind of circle of friends like around him, like his own kind of... Taylor Swift has got like her little pack, as she calls it, or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like this is what Burt Reynolds had too, basically, you know,
yeah.
Back in the day. Anyway.
But their chemistry shows on screen, especially in the outtakes you see at the end of the movie. And so...
Yes.
I don't know. It's just effortless.
They do have great chemistry, I will say.
Yeah. And they and everyone else in this movie are trying to figure out how to win this Cannonball Run. Like I said, this illegal cross-country race where you have to avoid the cops. And so that's part of the challenge. Like, what sort of vehicle can you be in to avoid police across the country?
Mm-hmm.
You're going 3,000 miles end to end for an average about 85 miles an hour, they say.
Yeah, and it's after one of them gets hurt, basically, and they're in an ambulance, and they're in there with Hal Ashby in a cameo. Hal Needham in a Hal Ashby, damn, way wrong. Hal Needham in a cameo, telling you how fast this ambulance will go, basically. And I actually sat there and went, oh yeah, an ambulance does go. It's got to go pretty fast. Of course it does, right? It doesn't look like it, but it's got to go faster than a Porsche, probably. No, I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, and to get across country, you know, you're going to slip by the cops. All you got every time you get pulled over, it's like, you know, hey, look, we're trying to get this person to California for surgery or whatever, the senator's wife.
Yeah.
Anyway, Sammy Davis Jr., Dean Martin play priests, and they're in, you know... So that's how they're going to evade the cops, right? So
they're priests driving like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or a Ferrari, I think it is. Yeah, like they're priests in a really nice car, and they're drinking, and they are sloshed through this whole movie.
Yeah,
clearly.
Well, if you know anything about this movie, Jordan, from what I understand, there wasn't much of a script. So there was just a lot of, that's where you get the outtakes from. There was just a lot of improvising.
Yeah, they just let the cameras roll. And just let the actors talk.
Yeah, worse than like an Apatow movie. Like literally, they're rewriting every day on location because they do cross the country in this movie.
You say Apatow, I say Feig. Paul Feig.
Yeah, but Dean Martin ad-libbed, I think, a lot of his lines. He said,
"Oh, that makes
sense."
Just
they just pointed at him. He said something, and I think a lot of the alcohol is real. So just you can smell the booze from the screen. I think
I could smell his breath. Him and Sammy Davis walked up, and it was like, damn! It's like I could smell a whole bottle of Courvoisier or something between them. Yeah, it was a lot.
And then you have Jamie Farr from MASH, as we mentioned, who plays this comically rich Middle Eastern sheik. There's so many characters.
Yeah, and his character's very stereotypical. I hate to say it. That's being kind.
Yes. guys, this movie is from the 80s, the early 80s. So
it's from the world of 1981, a world not so sensitive to other stereotypes and other races. And
yeah, so it's a bit dated, and certainly it is. It's a little misogynistic. Women are just sort of objects in this movie.
They're eye candy, basically, constantly.
Yeah, it's part of the humor, etc. So just be warned. We might refer to some of that for anyone who's sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
It's the 80s. I'm not going to defend it, but it's the 80s. Anyway, but it could be worse. We've certainly watched worse movies because at least this is a comedy, and I don't know. Like Sammy Davis Jr., he played into that kind of humor a lot as part of his role in the Rat Pack.
Mm-hmm.
You know, same here. But anyway, so Roger Moore is in this movie. He plays a guy who thinks he's Bond. I really hate this. I love Roger Moore. I think it's cool to see him as Bond, but this goes nowhere for me.
We find out that Roger Moore is not his birth name. His birth name was actually Seymour, some Jewish name. Jewish stereotypical name.
Yeah. And so that part of the movie doesn't land for me. I mean, I love Roger Moore, but I don't know. That doesn't work for me in this film.
Yeah. I have to warn you, I'm Roger Moore. Like that kind of thing.
Because there's no joke.
Yeah.
There's no joke there. Okay, this guy thinks he's Roger Moore, but then it's effectively Bond throughout the whole movie. So where is the joke? You know, anyway.
Well, that's the funny part, though. He's not James Bond, though. He's just clumsy, and
But he's not even clumsy.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. I don't know.
No, it's a kind of weak.
Yeah. And the bad guy in this film is played by George Firth, who plays A.J. Foyt. And George Firth has been in like everything. You see his face, you're like, oh, that guy from like old episodes of TV in the 60s. And I don't know. Mm-hmm. He's every movie made after 1959. He's just in everything as this sort of conniving. I guess he's the movie's foil here. He's the straight man villain, and he wants to get these cannonballers because
this guy, yeah, he's the guy in the suit that Farrah Fawcett meets at the thing about the trees,
the Friends of Nature,
Friends of Nature meeting, yeah.
I like trees
at the hotel, and that's where the cannonballers are staying. And one of them drives through the window, and he's hit by this, and he's of course pissed off.
Oh yeah,
and he's works for a government agency, I guess, and he's trying to catch them all and shut down this race. It is so trite. It is so, I don't know, hackneyed, a contrivance for the plot to have a bad guy in it. So it's kind of like, I don't care.
It's basically like it is a bunch of stunts, this movie, strung together kind of with a script, basically to tie it together for all that makes sense. But a lot of these stunts clearly were like, this had to be Hal Needham's dream, I imagine. He's like, I want to see how fast I can move an ambulance through traffic. I want to land a plane in the middle of a street, a normal city U.S. street, and have a guy get a six-pack at the convenience store right there because it'll look funny,
And they really did. I hear they did that without permits. There's a point, whenever like
really?
JJ JJ and Victor are flying and they stop to get some beer and land a plane in the middle of the street. I don't think those are real people like, freaking out.
Yeah.
But they were actors.
I hope it's all stunt people.
No, but apparently they were investigated because they did not have permits to do that.
Oh,
anyway.
That'll happen. Yeah.
So JJ and Victor get the ambulance and they hire Dr. Nicholas Van Helsing, who is played by Jack Elam.
Elam, yes.
He's got kind of a lazy eye, and he always plays like a weird character in many movies, westerns. But anyway,
they throw horror music over him every time he shows up.
And so they basically kidnap Farrah Fawcett's character. Her name is just Beauty. Like we don't even find out. This movie is so 80s. We don't even find out what her name. That's just what JJ calls her. Like I'm just going to call you Beauty. Or
hey, beautiful.
And so then they're just on this cross-country race, and there's all these funny non sequitur scenes that happen along the way. Adrienne Barbeau's character, every time she gets pulled over by the cops, she zips down her jumpsuit so we can see her cleavage, and then the cops are like, whoa.
She shows a lot of cleavage.
Oh yeah, no complaints. But yes,
yeah,
that is a little dated. I'll allow it, but it's dated. And Jackie Chan is
we haven't seen that since like the third Terminator movie, that joke, I mean.
I know.
Jackie Chan, of course, is in it by way of Raymond Chow, I guess.
Yeah, in a Subaru car. And there's like good scenes throughout the movie of them sabotaging one another as they go through this race. I think there's this one particularly good one where like Sammy Davis and Dean Martin like tell them to pull over. Hey, we want to bless you. And then they let the air out of their tires. And then in response, they tell the cops that these guys are flashing, that flash Farrah Fawcett's character. And so the cops pull them over. There's like all these fun sort of scenes that are kind of jokey. But Jordan, we pause throughout this cross-country race. And as they're driving, we actually have a moment of character development and seriousness. JJ and Beauty have a moment.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
She's like asking him why he does this, why he...
Yeah.
And he says because he doesn't want to work a normal job because he saw his dad work at a normal job and die at the job or something like that. And
yeah. His dad died before retirement. He had all these dreams, he's going to buy this house in Florida. And he died 2 days before retirement.
Yeah.
Dan Jordan, he was getting too old for this shit. Right?
Yes.
And then he died. And
getting
so
too old
JJ
for
vows.
And then he died. Yes.
And JJ lives his life going for every opportunity, saying yes. Right? And you're right. If Burt Reynolds is singing the theme song, it's like JJ's theme song here.
This
you know,
JJ singing "Baby We Were Born to Run" by Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
But obviously, yes, JJ is a Rolling Stone, like a Rolling Stone.
And yeah, I'm learning a lesson here. The second lesson I've learned from this movie, from Cannonball Run. Yeah. And then AJ Foyt sets up a roadblock to catch all these cannonballers. And then that's when JJ and Victor sneak up on this tow truck to go through the blockade, right? Because they're catching the cannonballers, right? Mm-hmm. And the transmission's going out, and Victor's like fixing the transmission. So a lot of this mirrors the exact. I don't think they got on a tow truck to evade a roadblock, but Victor's like fixing the transmission just like the original Cannonball Run race that Needham ran.
Mm.
And so there's another touching scene in the middle of all this wackiness. There's another touching scene, right? And this is the one that the French critics love.
Yes.
Where Beauty's asking Victor, like, what's the deal with Captain Chaos? Like, where did he come from? And then Victor tells this touching, sad story about how he was just getting beaten up by these kids at school. And then that's when...
This is like Captain Chaos's origin story.
Yeah, like his origin story.
That Vic's telling us, like the comic book origins.
Yeah, and he was bitten by a radioactive spider. No, he was...
Yeah, and then he fell into some toxic waste, and then...
Yeah, and then...
out came Captain Chaos!
But he was getting beaten up by these school kids, and Captain Chaos, he's like, there he was. And then Captain Chaos saved him, and the kids at school never bothered him again.
I can relate. That's how kids quit picking on me, same deal. Yeah. I've got my alter ego.
What's your alter ego?
Yes, Captain Podcast!
So... But I mean, this is way too touching for this film. Like, we're trying to cram in some story here amongst all these yuck jokes and cleavage exposure
and all this wackiness. And also, y'all might have to drink every time we say wacky or wackiness on the rest of this podcast.
Yeah, it's about to get wacky. We're near the end of the movie, and the cannonballers are stopped by this construction roadblock, and everyone's just sitting around. They're in California, and they're just blocks away from the end of the race. I don't know why someone, they don't try to go somewhere else, but I don't know. Anyway.
I can't go around it? No, I guess not. No back roads? No.
Yeah, no one tried. So these bikers ride up and then start hassling them. Or start hassling Sammy. Who did they start hassling?
I think that's...
Oh, Burt Convey's character.
Yeah, because he rolls up on the bike and he's got the guy on the back with him with the wig and the helmet. And they don't think they're macho enough, I guess.
Yeah, and Jordan, who leads the bikers? Cameo time.
Isn't it the guy from the Mr. Clean commercials? Or is it just me? No, not that guy.
It's one Peter Fonda.
Oh, Peter Fonda, sorry. Peter Fonda, who we also talked about another road movie called Race with the Devil.
Yeah.
Another type of Cannonball Run movie.
And a Roger Corman episode where we found out that he just wants to get loaded, man, and ride our machines, man.
We want to get loaded, man.
From Hell's Angels on Wheels.
But yeah, Peter Fonda picking on them with Mr. Clean, the guy from the Mr. Clean commercials. Let's not leave him out.
One of the dudes. Was he really the guy from the Mr. Clean commercials?
I'm pretty sure that's him. Yeah, I think he was another one of Burt Reynolds' drinking buddies, probably.
Really?
Because I think he shows up in Hooper also. Yeah, I might be wrong. He might be not the same.
To be a fly on the wall.
Yeah, I know.
At a Burt Reynolds party. You got Mr. Clean there too. Like, what the hell?
I know. But yeah, Peter Fonda's picking on Burt Convy and his bike and the guy with the wig on the back and everything. Yeah, with the wig, man. With the wig.
Then they get in a fight. And
nothing worse than Peter Fonda picking on you, man. That would just mess with my self-esteem already.
Yeah, Peter Fonda's not tough. If Peter Fonda's hassling you,
Hey, Jordan, you think you're so bad, huh? You're not so bad. Anthony, you think you're so bad too, man. But you're not. You're not so bad. You're not so cool.
Hey, Peter Fonda, that's not very nice. Goodness.
Yeah, well, hey, you know what? I just want to get loaded, man. I don't care, man. I want to be free to get loaded and say whatever I want, man.
Okay. You're being very disrespectful, Peter Fonda. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, but that's like, I've been bullied by worse than that, I feel like.
I know. It's pretty lame.
Is that the best you can do, Peter Fonda? He's not very intimidating.
I never got Hell's Angels on wheels. He is not a tough dude. Anyway, they get in a big old fight, and Jackie Chan gets to fight. So it's great. Everybody fights. And then Captain Chaos comes out and kicks some ass.
Yeah, we get Jackie Chan and Captain Chaos kicking these bikers' ass all at once, man. But Jackie Chan is there to clean him up at the end, basically, right?
That could have been like a Rush Hour franchise, kind of like just Captain Chaos and Jackie Chan. I would have paid for that.
Yes, please. Yes, please. That would have been like the 80s, like Rush Hour.
Yeah.
The 80s version, Dom DeLuise as Captain Chaos.
Yeah.
And Jackie Chan. Oh my God, dude, you just came up with box office gold in the past again, Anthony.
Yeah. Sometimes, man, I wish I lived in the Mandela universe where that happened, but oh well, I don't.
Man, Al Ruddy's in his grave right now going, cha-ching, cha-ching. Damn it, I missed out. Oh, could have done something with that.
Anyway, so then the cars are racing for the finish line. They get through the roadblock, and basically, one of the trucks in the race sort of jackknifes and stops all the other cars. Then it degrades into a foot race, so everyone's running.
They've got their time cards from the beginning of the movie that look like time cards that used to clock in at the old days with.
Yeah, at work or something.
Yeah, an actual job with.
That's how you do it. You punch in one end.
It was on a piece of cardboard and you go, cha-ching.
Punch in another in this big time clock, and that tells you, whoever's got the shortest time wins, right?
But yes, the rush with the time cards in hands, and yeah.
Yeah. So Adrienne Barbeau's running, and she's ahead, and JJ wants to win. So he grabs Victor and says the thing he never wanted to have to say. JJ says to him, it's like, hey, we need Captain Chaos now. And he's like, I don't know, JJ. It's like, we need him. And so Captain Chaos comes out.
He shows up when people really need him.
Yeah. And so he's running, and he's about to punch the time card, and they're about to win the Cannonball Run race, Jordan. But then, what happens?
This woman's like, my baby, save my baby. And he's like, Captain Chaos will save him. And then he runs and dives into the water because they're like in a boat dock area. And yeah, he dives in the water, comes back. It's not even a baby. It's like a puppy. It's a puppy the woman lost. And yeah, they blew the whole race. $1 million they lost there. And JJ rolls his eyes.
And he's pissed at him, and he pulls the mask off and says, you're not Captain Chaos, blah, 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 And
he's really mean to him at the same time here. JJ's mean to him, and he belittles him.
In front of everybody.
And he looks like he's about to cry even.
Yeah.
I mean, he rips his fucking mask off. Jesus Christ.
And his cape.
And this is where the movie has more pathos. And this is why the French loved Le Cannonball Run.
Oui.
Oh, no.
Oui. The pathos goes up a gear, as they say.
Yes. This is the layers of depth with the characters in Le Cannonball Run. The JJ and the Captain Chaos yelling at each other back and forth.
Oui.
It's serious, isn't it?
Cannonball Run was a special film. It didn't quite win the Palme d'Or, but almost won a French Academy Award for the foreign film.
It might have been successful in America, but I don't think Americans understand the pathos of it, the depth of the character.
The French appreciate it, and it is still taught in film class today in France. Full story.
Oui.
So anyways, what happens? Like, he pulls the mask off.
The end of movie. Oh, after this, yeah, after he belittles him, yeah, man. But then it brightens up and he goes, oh, that's okay, JJ, because I've always wanted to be Captain USA. And he changes costumes and he's positive all over again. And that's the beauty of Captain Chaos.
That's the beauty of Victor. You just love this guy. Nothing gets him down. He's the most human character in the film.
But Captain Chaos will return in Cannonball Run to Live and Let Die. Dom DeLuise will return as Captain Chaos in Cannonball Run Part 2.
And so this movie has no ending. It doesn't even care to try to wrap up the story. It ends with a dumb joke about Roger Moore being ejected from his own car. And then the Dom DeLuise thing that is conflicting. And then everyone just has a drink to celebrate. Like it's like a joke on the, like, and then you get a kid song about dreams coming true, Jordan.
I know.
Which if I can find, I'll play.
That was kind of funny, yeah. I'm surprised, like, the Cars Let the Good Times Roll didn't come on, though.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Let the good times roll. Just as JJ pops that cork.
Oh, that would be better. But then, Hal Needham trademarked the blooper reels at the end of the movie, right?
Yeah, it's like a Hal Needham, Burt Reynolds trademark, kind of.
Yeah.
Which I wish every movie actually did. I mean, I think that's the genius part, actually.
Uh-huh.
Can you imagine even if drama movies had the bloopers at the end where they were laughing in between?
Yeah.
Like Terms of Endearment for No Reason had, like, bloopers in between, like, Mother, they say I have cancer. Oh, fuck, I forgot my line. God damn it.
Yeah.
Did you see your face?
I mean, but it's fun. It's
sobering to see outtakes like that, in my opinion, for the audience. It takes the glamour out.
It sort of saves the movie in a way. So what's the good? The bloopers are good, like you said. The cast is great. The cast is awesome. I mean, Farrah Fawcett they don't give her much to do, but she's good.
She holds her own in this movie, I think, as best she can, and tries not to look like the blonde bimbo as best she can, despite the way she's written. And clearly there's nothing for her to do the way she was written. It's not her fault,
Yeah.
And the cast is great, but damn it, also, good God, this script, I wish they had, like, real comedy writers write this script, and maybe it would have been better. Like somebody like Larry Gelman from MASH, or, MASH and Tootsie, or somebody like that, or Elaine May come in, or pay Elaine May a fuckload of money and come in and write this shit even.
Yeah.
Because these jokes are also insulting. They're stereotypes.
Yeah, it's lazy. The jokes are lazy and they're corny. Most of them don't land.
Yeah.
A lot of the humor is, like we said, dated. There's no plot. Al Holt or AJ Hoyt is a lame villain. Who gives a shit about him?
Yeah, and also, it's funny that we say all this too, yet the movie was successful. I think there was a certain audience with it.
Yeah, we'll talk about the box office a little later.
Yeah.
But what's the good? I think the cast, there's a great vibe to it.
It looks like they're all having fun, and like a beer overflowing off the screen. It's like the foam coming out to you, the audience,
Yeah.
That's a stupid analogy.
No, but I mean, it's very accurate.
You kind of feel like you're a part of the party nevertheless.
Yeah, I think that's like part of the fun of the movie, and I think that's part of why it was successful and why people liked it. It's like being invited to a party with these people, right?
Yeah.
You can't, and you've got the sensorama, like the William Castle. I'm sure they just like wafted liquor into the theaters so people could actually feel like they were talking to Sammy Davis Jr. and Dean Martin,
Yeah, yeah.
But anyways, but the good, there's good vibe, cool cars, great driving stunts. I mean, it's action packed. I mean, what do you want? Jordan, what do you want? Okay?
I like the stunts. Oh my God. But the stuff in between, I actually hate, man.
Yeah.
It just seems like they're making it up as they go. I wonder if they started with a script that wasn't all there and I'm guessing they were rewriting on the set.
Yeah, absolutely they were. Speaking of movies without a script,
yeah,
Cannonball Run II, 1983, the sequel. Okay, Cannonball Run 1 is Citizen Kane in terms of plot and characterization compared to Cannonball Run 2. Okay,
that's big words.
Cannonball Run 2 is a comic book of a movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's the very definition of cash in. If you look up cash in Wikipedia, it just shows a picture of Captain Chaos.
It has Back to the Future Part 2, and then it has Cannonball Run 2 right next to each other.
But in a weird way, Jordan, I think Cannonball Run 2 is the more watchable film. It has great energy.
Are you saying it's superior to Cannonball Run, Anthony? You're going to insult those people that love Cannonball Run 1 out there.
I did not say it was superior. I said it's got great energy, and I think it's more watchable in some ways.
But I guess we have those people out there that are like, Godfather 2 is my Godfather. No, Godfather 1, fuck Godfather 1. And then there's people like Godfather 1 is the best. Godfather 2, fuck it.
Look, Empire all day long. Cannonball Run 2 all day long.
Empire Strikes Back and Cannonball Run 2 is what you're saying.
This is what I'm saying. No.
I mean, it does have Doug McClure as a white servant to Jamie Farr's falafel guy. That's his name, Falafel. I'm sorry. That's the name they came up with.
The second movie, he's not the Sheik.
And Ricardo Montalban. I love me some Ricardo Montalban. Don't get me wrong. Although this seems kind of insulting to Arabs again. But
Ricardo Montalban's the Sheik's father. And Jordan, ready? 1, 2, 3. Khan!
Khan! I'm sorry. I did not see that coming with you. I thought I was the Star Trek fan out of us two. Ricardo Montalban!
The Sheik's father sends him back to America to win the race and restore honor to his family. But since there's no race happening that year, the Sheik's going to put up the prize money. Jamie Farr's character's putting up the prize money.
Yeah, he says, return honor to the family and the box office.
Yeah. So, and literally everyone in the movie's like, at some point is like, looks at the camera, winks, and is like, here we go again. I swear. It's
every
that
time
kind
there's
of
a
movie.
joke coming, yeah. Like, they wrote it in the script. Let's see if this is a zinger here.
It's like the equivalent. This is going to date me, but do we remember when like Jimmy Fallon and Horatio Sands were on SNL way back in the day?
Yeah, that's reaching.
Well, those two would just like...
That was when Jimmy Fallon would look at the camera back then constantly. I'm not even joking.
And they would just laugh. And it would just be like if the sketch isn't working or even if it is working. And they just like, look, they just break on... And you couldn't tell if it was...
Both break character, and break the fourth wall and break the scene. And both of them actually,
This is like a movie of that.
Yeah.
So JJ and Victor are doing stunts for money. No longer, I don't know what happened to the mechanic shop.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
they're doing like Rocketeer looking stunts.
They're dropping
or some shit.
Dropping them in like a Evel Knievel style, like out of a plane or in this bomb, this hollow bomb, putting a human being in this and dropping it from a plane at an air show.
Yeah, just dropping it.
And it is a comic book. Like I said, it's so goofy and silly. No wonder I liked this movie as a kid. It is made for a small child.
It's made with that mentality too, I guess. I think you're right, man, even though it was made for adults. But of course, like Burt Reynolds also had the redneck audience.
Yeah.
But everybody loved Burt back then, I think. He was on talk shows. He'd show up as the best guest on a talk show back then.
Yeah.
Funny, clever, just ready to get messy.
Yeah, making Cannonball Run II. They had to back up the truck to my house. Truck full of money.
Then he'd spill the coffee on Johnny, and Johnny would spill the coffee on him, and they'd break out the shaving cream. And it was just like, he was great. It was cute. And maybe that's what it was. Just not just the redneck audience. But I did find myself watching these last two movies, and I could literally hear the redneck I remember to my memory laughing in the background when I was a little kid on every chase sequence, every stunt sequence. I could hear that guy constantly in the background watching Cannonball Run 1 and 2.
Yeah. Well, do these movies have good enough stunts for being I guess they can't wreck the cars. They do wreck some cars.
I think that's what it is. Yeah, honestly, you're right. It's the stunts, though, and as little kids, we like watching stunts.
Mm-hmm. There's more jokes. They doubled up on the jokes, and there's fewer stunts in Cannonball Run 2.
But I think you nailed it. Yeah, that's same as a kid watching it on cable myself. That must have been what appealed to me, was like, it wasn't the jokes in the fucking... I didn't get the jokes. I didn't get the dirty humor. I didn't get the racist humor either.
I didn't get the jokes either. And that's the crazy part, is like watching it as an adult, I'm like, I wouldn't have gotten any of these jokes. Yeah. Half of them are like sex-based and the others are kind of, quasi-racist. And it's just like, what was I laughing at as a kid? The orangutan? I don't know. What was...
Yeah.
So real quick, we'll run through some of this. So JJ and Victor join the race again, back at it again. This time they're in a military car that's supposedly transferring nuclear material, and JJ's dressed as a general. Then two actresses dressed as nuns who just want to escape their boring life join them on this cross-country road trip. And they're keeping up the ruse. So JJ and Victor think that they are nuns for most of the movie. And who play these nuns, Jordan?
This is Shirley MacLaine, a year after the Terms of Endearment is like already getting an Oscar, basically. And then Mary Lou Henner from Taxi and other movies of that time period.
Yeah, so we have an Oscar winner in this cast in Cannonball Run II, man.
Not only that, you forget to mention that we have half the cast of Godfather in this movie as well.
Yeah. What's his name? Rocco?
Alex Rocco.
Alex Rocco.
Frank Silva, wasn't?
Henry Silva. No, but he was in a, wasn't he in Godfather?
No, he was in a Godfather ripoff. That's what it was.
no, he's always been, he's been in a lot of movies. But he was in Megaforce. I forgot about it. Yeah, he was in Megaforce.
Oh, that's right. He was the bad guy.
Hey, buddy.
Right, yeah.
How's it going?
Another segment we talked about.
He has a cigar in this movie.
And then, we have Telly Savalas even, who was... Kids nowadays would not know who I'm talking about. He was on a big show in the 70s called Kojak, where he would say, "Who loves you, baby?"
Yeah, that was before my time, Grandpa Jordan.
That was actually before my time, too. Never seen one episode of Kojak.
But aware of it in the ether. But speaking of, going back, Mary Lou Henner from Taxi.
Oh, yeah, her and Shirley MacLaine are nuns. They just...
Yeah.
I'm confused on their characters. Are they con women?
Doesn't matter, Jordan.
Are they actresses that just walked off of a set? I'm so confused.
Yeah, they're actresses who walked out of a set, and they're just like over it, and they join them. They're like, why not?
They act like nuns at the beginning. That's what it is. Yeah.
Why not? They're not running. They're just like, look, there's not a lot of motivation in these films. So just get used to that. Okay. We're not like Cannonball Run, and we're worried about pathos and storytelling and character development. And we're just having fun. We're along for the ride the way they are.
Do you think any of the actors ever stopped and was like, with Hal Needham in a scene, we're like, yeah, but what's my motivation here? Why am I getting into the car? Why am I getting into the car so fast?
Yeah.
Why am I rushing into it again? Well, because you're trying to get on. You're going to get back in the car and get to that race. That's what you're doing. Yeah, but what am I feeling in that moment? You're feeling an urgency is what you're feeling because you want to get that money. At the end of the race, just get in the goddamn car already, okay? Let's do this fucking scene.
Let's just do this fucking scene.
No, I don't know if Hal Needham was ever like that.
And Jamie Farr's like, I think this script insists upon itself a little bit. It's like, look, just get in the car, okay?
Yeah.
God damn it.
Jamie Farr was like, why do I have to use this voice? Can't I just use my own MASH voice? Come on.
I think this is a little bit, on the nose, don't you think? Just get in the car. Shut up. Just say the line. Falafel. Say it.
Or was like Jamie Farr, like, I don't think my character has enough dialogue here.
But anyway, so speaking of The Godfather, we meet the Don, right? Don, who is...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Dom DeLuise plays in a separate, role, plays a Don Corleone spoof, which I think he just nails it.
Was that Dom DeLuise?
That was Dom freaking DeLuise, yes. Playing Don Corleone, essentially.
I'm changing my rating for the movie based on that.
Oh, down or up?
Down. I'll give it one more extra up based on that. I'm just giving you a future already, yes.
I love that scene because Dom DeLuise, once again, carries the movie. He's great as the Don.
Yeah, he was doing it like this. He's doing like Brando in the first Godfather movie, and, you got two or three of the Godfather actors in front of him too, which add the reality to it. Like,
yeah,
he's got the dark lighting and everything too. So
Abe Vigoda's, and it's just
that was actually funny.
It's kind of, but even though the jokes are stupid, like we got all the families, the Tortellinis, the Rigatonis. Even though like the jokes are stupid,
the fettuccinis even.
He's selling it. It somehow it works coming out of his mouth. If you read the script, you would just throw it back at the person who handed it to you and say, like, "What are you doing? How dare you?" But he sells it. And there's even a point where he's petting this cat, and then he's realized this cat's dead. It's just like this stuffed cat. He's like, "Get me a real one." Okay. It's so stupid. It is so dumb. I'm embarrassed to be laughing at this. What is wrong with me, Jordan? Why am I laughing at this stupid fucking movie?
I'm still wondering why you picked these movies, yes, and why I had to sit through these movies for 2 days, but yes.
You would prefer Hooper. Okay, yes, I'm sorry. I've monopolized 2 days of your time, and I'm very sorry.
Hooper, the Hal Needham Burt Reynolds collaboration extraordinaire. Yes.
Yes. And so anyway, and this is where the plot sort of falls apart because the Don Corleone character is sending his henchmen to look after his son, who's played by Charles Nelson Riley, who is a famous comedic actor.
Charles Nelson Riley, he talked like this, and we knew him because he would show up on game shows sometimes as a host and get the comic relief.
And you know this guy if you're a certain age, like he was, in everything
But he would show up in like the Gong Show in Hollywood Square, that kind of guy. But
yeah, just like George Firth in the first movie. If it's like if you can't get George Firth, then you gotta get what's Charles Nelson Riley up to? Okay, we can't get Charles Nelson Riley. All right, what's Paul Lynde up to?
Even Paul Lynde himself, if he was busy, would be like, I'm busy. Why don't you call Charles Nelson Riley?
Call Charles Nelson Riley.
Call Doug McClure.
Who's also, like you mentioned in this movie. So it's our second Doug McClure movie.
The second Doug McClure movie we've talked about on this podcast, technically.
How the mighty have fallen. He goes from humanoids from the deep to being this actor who's just the whipping boy, so to speak, for the Sheik.
Yeah, they get that funny line, too. He's like, why do you have a white servant? And he's like, he used to be on a TV show 9 years ago. It's like, damn.
Cuts a little too close to the bone there.
A little too close to home there for the McClure. And then, of course, later on, Doug McClure and Burt Reynolds would be on a TV show together called Out of This World, where Doug McClure would show up and act on the show, drunk off his ass, maybe. And then
allegedly.
And then Burt Reynolds would phone in it every damn week. Literally. He'd phone in because he was the alien dad voice, and he just literally would phone it in. I'm not even making it. Hey there. How you doing? What you doing this week, Evie?
There's this diamond that would like literally pop up, and you never see his face. It would just be his voice as this little plastic diamond.
Yeah, Burt Reynolds' voice in a candy dish lighting up.
And he was just like, cash a check, cha-ching.
It sounds like we're making this up, and we're not making this up, folks. This was a real show back then. This is not a bit we're doing.
Out of This World, look it up.
Yeah, I tuned in every week and watched the show, though, as a little kid.
Came on after Charles in Charge.
I remember that. It did come on after Charles in Charge.
Charles in Charge.
Bert in charge of our days and our nights.
That'd be funny. Charles in Charge were like, hey, I'm your babysitter. I want to sit here and have a scotch.
How about a beer, kid? How about a course? Hey, you want to watch a movie? How about one of mine, Smokey and the Bandit? Look at that. There, smoke a joint, huh? By the end of that kid being babysit, that kid was wearing shirts that were 3 buttons down.
Chest hair.
He had already had hair on his chest. Yeah, that's what happened when Burt Reynolds was a babysitter. And a mustache. He already grew the mustache in no time before puberty, even.
That's what hanging out with Burt Reynolds gets you.
Yeah, he'd have a gold chain around his neck. Yeah.
So, anyways, back to this movie, already in progress. Charles Nelson Riley plays Don, pretty funnily, I guess, who finds out that Sammy Davis Jr. and Dean Martin, they owe him money, and they're like, oh, we're going to win it in this race, and then finds out that there's this sheik who has the prize money in the trunk of his car, this $1 million.
Oh, yeah, the sheik from the first movie, that's right. Yeah, the guy with the money from the first movie, okay.
So it makes sense. It rhymes, as George Lucas would say.
At least I can follow it, what's going on.
Yeah, so far. So the Don's henchmen are going to spend the whole rest of the movie trying to capture the sheik and get his money. And literally, Wile E. Coyote, like the old Warner Brothers cartoon ways.
Yeah.
Literally the way he would catch or attempt to catch the Roadrunner. These gimmicky schemes that are so ridiculous, I'm not even going to recount them. They're just stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, Jordan, unless you have a different opinion about the gimmicky schemes.
No, they're pretty bad. You mean like talking about with the girl in the bikini and all that kind of thing? Or
Yeah. That's the most inventive one, I guess.
Right. That's like the mentality of this movie, too, which is, once again, why we loved it as kids on cable, because it's like a big cartoon with adults in it.
Yeah. They're in a helicopter with a magnet on it trying to pick up the car kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's really... And you got Abe Vigoda, who's good, and Alex Rocco, and it's okay. They're funny, but the script isn't even trying. Like, what adult sat down and wrote this on paper?
Yeah. How long did they spend on it?
And printed it out and handed it to other people.
This is basically a shot list. And you almost wonder if they were like, okay, Don says something here. That was like the dialogue in the script.
Yeah. And I guess their thinking was, we didn't have to write a script for the first movie. Why should we write one for this one? But there are funny jokes. Somehow it's working for me.
I mean, the monkey punched Don Knotts. That was abusive and hilarious at the same time.
Okay, look, and then the cameos. Okay, so the gratuitous cameo. So Mel Tillis, the country singer, returns from the other movie.
Yep, that's right. He does. Sorry. I'm just trying to do his voice. But yeah, Tony Danza's with him, right?
Tony Danza's with him from an 80s TV show called Who's the Boss?
Hey, now, come on, guys. Go easy on me. I'm Tony Danza. Who's the boss?
Angela, what's this orangutan doing here?
Angela, why isn't Jonathan back from school yet?
So Tony Danza, they're in the car that's, long story short, rigged to look like an orangutan is driving. Okay?
Yeah.
You heard me right. They're in the back and it looks like a limo that an orangutan is driving. How this is not going to get you pulled over by the cops, I'll never understand.
Yeah, and they're supposed to be in a race. I mean, yeah. I'm supposed to buy this.
I'm not buying it.
This orangutan, what the hell? What? Any which way you can business going on. Any which way you lose business going on here. What the hell, man?
Well, because that is the actual Manus, the orangutan, who played Clyde in the Every Which Way But Loose, Every Which Way You Can movies with Clint Eastwood.
Oh, that's because he was one of Burt Reynolds' drinking buddies also.
He was. Hey, Manus, doing a keg stand.
Hey, look at this. Manus is... Better be careful. Don't get too close to him. He'll punch your lights out. Told you.
Anyway, so there's just jokes. And we find out the nuns aren't really nuns. And they're really babes.
Yeah, Shirley MacLaine and Mary Lou Henner are really babes underneath their nun outfits, which, I do say, I got to give Burt Reynolds credit here. He at least, at this point, was casting love interests closer to his age at this point. Unlike a lot of actors his age.
Yeah.
I will give him props for that, because there's a movie he did a year after called Stick, and his love interest is Candice Bergen, and that was close to the same age again,
Yeah, I respect that. That's believable.
I find that interesting. He goes for Shirley MacLaine here. He doesn't go for Mary Lou Henner. But Dom DeLuise goes for Mary Lou Henner here. Yeah. And it gets hot and heavy.
If you ever wanted to see Dom DeLuise in a love scene. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I'm just joking. There's no love scene.
It stopped short. It's PG. Well, let your mind wander.
I wanted there to be a Mitchell-style love scene, but no.
I do, in my spare time, write Cannonball Run erotic fan fiction, which you can find on my website.
Me too.
Link below in the comments, which nobody asked for. Anyway. So we have two members of the Rat Pack basically reprising their roles, Sammy and Dean Martin.
They look like they're having fun with each other.
God, they're having fun.
Yeah. They must have been closest, obviously.
And if you could smell the Crevassier in the first movie, it's literally 3D. Dean Martin holds the glass up to the camera and tilts it so that you can drink, because this is you are at a party with the Rat Packer.
I walked up to the screen at one point and went...
Wait, is that Crevassier? Crown Royal? Oh, no, wait, it's Crevassier again.
Dean and Sammy, that's Crevassier, isn't it?
But then just to complete the trifecta, we don't get the whole set because Joey Bishop and Peter Lawford didn't show up. But who do we get?
We get Frank Sinatra, like
the chairman of the sequel, baby.
They say we have our own version of royalty here in America, and who do they take him to? They take him to Frank freaking Sinatra, who looks like, man, you're even lucky to fucking get him in this movie at this point.
I know. That's a cameo of cameos, like on another day, in another location, months later.
I think he's got to stand in clearly there so that he just has to say a few lines and be right the fuck out of there. He's clearly got better things to do than this movie. He doesn't have time for this movie, clearly.
Yeah, Phil Hartman's sitting in the wings. He's just like, all right, Frank, let me know. Hey, Dad.
It's funny, the way Frank Sinatra plays it, the way Frank Sinatra acts in the scene is just like the way Phil Hartman did the Sinatra hour on SNL later on. It's literally that same kind of delivery almost. It's almost that same, shut up, you waste of space. Did I tell you to talk?
Look, what is this sequel business? Just give me the money.
Yeah.
I'll make up the lines there, cue ball. I'll make them up.
And this is funny, too, because didn't Al Ruddy produce this movie? Al Ruddy, who produced The Godfather, didn't Frank Sinatra want to be in The Godfather? Wasn't that kind of a big thing?
I think you're right, yeah.
So that kind of makes this interesting as well. This is like Al Ruddy and Frank Sinatra doing a movie finally where he's playing a mob boss. So we kind of do get you get a little snippet of the Al Ruddy Frank Sinatra Godfather here.
Yeah, but actually, speaking of trivia, I think this was the last movie that Frank Sinatra actually ever did, as well as Dean Martin.
And Sammy Davis, apparently.
And Sammy Davis.
Yeah.
And it was the last movie that the Rat Pack was in, so to speak, sans Peter Lawford.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
So it's kind of I guess we're saying goodbye to the Rat Pack.
This is Ocean's 11, like right back this is the original Ocean's 11. What's left of them in this movie?
Cannonball Run II.
Ocean's 11 cast. Oh. And we also, let's not leave out Jim Nabors reprising his role as Gomer Pyle pretty much, more or less.
Yeah.
Gomer Pyle, the character from Andy Griffith, who had his own spin-off.
Yeah. We had Tim Conway as cops and
Don
Knotts, right?
As a cop, yeah.
In the first movie. And then now we have Gomer Pyle here. So.
No, this is all still 2. These guys were all in 2 still. I know it's easy to confuse them.
No, wait a second. No, Don Knotts was in the first
Don
one.
Knotts and Tim Conway was the second movie. Only because I know that because I left off at the second movie.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because the orangutan punches them in that scene. The orangutan.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Well, fuck these movies.
You have to leave this part in.
Fuck these movies, man. They're the same damn movie. You're right. Because, of course, yeah.
It's like confusing the Matrix sequels almost.
Yeah. So, and then Don Knotts and Tim Conway are reunited from their series of films. And I bet it's the last movie they appeared in together, too, as well.
It probably was, was
this Don Knotts' final film? I don't know. It's like so many roads run through Cannonball Run II. That is why it's enshrined in the Smithsonian.
You could do 6 degrees of separation with Cannonball Run 1 and 2.
Oh my God. I think it doesn't. The cameos are ridiculous in these movies anyway. I bet Kevin Bacon's in this somewhere if you hit the pause button.
I bet he's in Cannonball Run 2 somewhere. He's got to be. That was the same year as Footloose. He's got to be in there somewhere. Just show up like out of nowhere and go, are we going to dance or what?
So the movie ends up almost like a Mel Brooks movie, like just this brawl at the end of it. Almost like Blazing Saddles or whatever. Who gives a shit? It's just like the gang all end up at Don Don's Vegas ranch and they start fighting the gangsters because the gangsters have the money.
It's almost like the way the first movie ended, kind of, but it's more closer to the end, right?
Yeah. It's a little more coiffed. It's a little more fun than the fight.
Or it's a repeat of the big fight scene in the first movie, but it's closer to the end of the movie is what I meant to say, yeah.
Yeah, but it's longer. It's a little more fun. It's edited better. The weird thing is Cannonball Run 2 is a little more polished in a way. I don't know.
That's because they learned all the mistakes that they made on Cannonball Run 1 after it made all that money at the box office.
They were trying to tell a story and actually make a movie in Cannonball Run 1. And then now they're like, fuck it. We're just going to fart around and tell jokes all day. But I don't know. There may have been more of a script for this because some of the jokes seem a little more written.
Yeah.
This fight scene's a little more written. But it's stupid. It's silly. Captain Chaos comes back.
I think it's because Bruce Valanche was a ghostwriter on this movie.
Was he?
Script doctor on Cannonball Run 2, not 1. Not 1. Don't confuse it, Anthony. Yes, Bruce Valanche,
he's like,
script doctor, Cannonball Run 2. No, I just made that up.
Bruce Valanche saw Cannonball Run 1, and he's like, I have some notes. If there's a sequel.
I would have loved Bruce Valanche to come in and script doctor the shit out of both these movies, honestly. I would have loved that. Script doctor the jokes. Oh, my God.
It needed help.
Bruce Valanche can write some zingers. I'm not even lying.
Yeah, so they end up, so it's this big dance, but before that happens, I shit you not, ladies and gentlemen, sit down. If you haven't seen this movie, in our audience,
sit down, have a seat.
Folks, there is an extended, protracted scene, multiple scenes, where JJ, Victor, and Sammy Davis Jr. are dressed up like ladies, like veiled belly dancers to hide from the gangsters. And they even have a scene where they sing. Jordan, did you make it this far in the movie?
No, I did not make it that far watching Le Cannonball Run Part 2.
I wish you'd seen that. In fact, should we pause while you watch it? Do you want to Google this?
Let me see. Okay, I see. Oh my God, hormones!
Is this the first movie that Burt Reynolds is cross-dressed in, I wonder?
No, I think in Nickelodeon he might have cross-dressed, maybe. No, maybe it is. Okay, yeah, so Sammy Davis Jr. there. Dorothy, get me Dun. Oh, God.
It's so stupid.
Oh, my God. This is the worst. Oh, my God.
Okay, do you get the gist? Can we go back to the episode?
Man.
Okay, you had an opportunity to watch that. Did your opinion of the movie change? Like, you missed it. Like, it just gets crazier from.
I completely forgot about all that.
Well, you said you stopped watching when we meet Frank Sinatra. I'm like, oh, that's the beginning of.
Yeah, that was like where I had to. Yeah.
I mean, what do you think? What are your thoughts?
That's my only problem with the movie is it's weak. I like actually more the stunts. Yeah, it does have moments, but I mean, I think both movies I almost have the same kind of rating for.
Well, hold on, we'll get there in one sec.
But I think some of the things that took me out were the dated kind of things, the just some of the racist kind of stuff. Although everybody seems like they're okay with everything, I don't know. It's just like, It's
a party, and even that scene where they're cross-dressing feels like a party. All of it feels like you're at some party in the 70s or whatever.
Yeah.
And okay, and for anyone who cares, the orangutan wins the race. Spoilers, Jordan. The Sheik's father is furious, leans over to see who won, and is kissed by the orangutan. So, that's how this movie ends.
That's right. I forgot about that.
But it has at least wraps it up better than the first movie, I guess. Mm-hmm. There's some sort of attempt at resolution. So we'll start with this going into that, Jordan. Bad. What's bad about this movie? All of it. Zero plot, a total cash-in, lazy acting.
Yeah.
They're just walking through this movie. And it's in Wikipedia, but I went back and I read the Roger Ebert. Did you read the Roger Ebert review on this?
No. I think I feel like I watched their review on Siskel and Ebert where I think they didn't like it, even the first movie.
Oh, boy, they didn't. Yeah.
And the second movie, for that matter.
He savages it.
Yeah.
He says Sinatra's phoning it in, which is being generous, in fact. Everyone else is walking through this movie.
Yeah.
Refusing to appear in a scene with your fellow actors is no worse than agreeing to appear in a scene that nobody has bothered to write. Cannonball Run II is one of the laziest insults to the intelligence of moviegoers that I can remember. Sheer arrogance made this picture. Cannonball Run 2 was made for one reason. The original picture made money. There may be a sucker born every minute, but so many of them fell for Cannonball Run that there may not be many left who are willing to fall twice for the same scam.
Whoa.
He called it a scam. Do you feel like you were scammed, Jordan?
I do now in retrospect. No, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like this was a timeshare that I was sold on that, didn't work out. No, I don't know.
Were you hoping for more stunts? Is that it? More car stunts?
No, I it's just so ridiculous. It's just so stupid. It's so beyond wacky. Don't get me wrong, with all respect to Hal Needham, because I do love Hooper as a movie, and I respect that Hal Needham was a stuntman. I do appreciate one aspect of this movie that Hal Needham attempted all these stunts with all these different cars and vehicles, which is interesting.
Oh God, yeah.
That's probably the best what it's got going for it.
Yeah, logistically, now that you mention it, logistically organizing all that would be sort of a feat. All these people, all these cars, I get it. That's a lot.
But I was going to say on top of that, I mean, hey, it looks like they're all having fun at the same time, but damn, some of the jokes nowadays especially don't land because they're stereotypical and kind of insulting in a way. And I mean, you couldn't do this movie now with those kind of jokes. You'd literally have to.
Oh, it's very dated.
Yeah.
Even in the 80s, I bet it felt a little dated. It feels kind of Rat Pack. It feels like the 60s.
It's like cheap shots occasionally, too. It's just like.
But for my money, that atmosphere of the party works for me. That amounts to something. There's some sort of charm in Cannonball Run 2 that the first one doesn't have because it's so serious. Mm-hmm. Like, I like the fact that there's this abandon, like, we don't give a fuck. We don't give a shit what the audience wants. We're just having fun here. Mm-hmm. These are the things that make us laugh. It's just stupid. And I guess that appealed to the kid in me. And, we've talked about movies before that you liked and maybe Streets of Fire or something. And I wasn't quite a fan of. And how much of that is nostalgia?
Yeah, that's true.
Can you separate the movie from the nostalgia? Because I mean, I was laughing my ass off watching Cannonball Run 2, not for the whole thing, right? But I mean, parts.
Yeah.
And I didn't laugh that much at Cannonball Run 1.
I watched Smokey and the Bandit a few years ago, and Smokey and the Bandit had the same problem with the jokes too, where the jokes were dated and they wouldn't land now because they were insensitive at that time too. Or like they would be considered more insensitive now.
Yeah.
But man, I just wish they had a better excuse for doing the stunts, maybe as far as story went.
Yeah.
Other than just the great race, because my problem with that too is then you have all these characters you got to deal with.
Yeah.
And you as the audience have to deal with them too. We have to meet all these people and get acquainted with them. Yet at the same time, we don't get to know any of them. There's too many to get to know anything about.
Yeah. So you don't really care about anybody except for JJ and Victor, maybe. And
yeah, because we spend more time with them, so we care about them more. Maybe that's the point.
Yeah. I think I could be wrong, but it seems like that's a bigger problem for Cannonball Run 1 than 2. In fact, there's way too many people in Cannonball Run 1 that the film is asking you to care about. Cannonball Run 2 is like, here's some stupid gangsters. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
You don't need to know these people. And it's like a smaller cast, and you're a little more invested. And it becomes more of, kind of like Cannonball Run, more of a group effort in a way. It's kind of like Two-Lane Blacktop, where they're almost a family at this point.
It is. I thought about Two-Lane Blacktop in the back of my mind. Like, Two-Lane Blacktop is a serious movie about this kind of same thing, but way serious, way more introspective, way more character driven.
Mm-hmm.
And we do get to know them at least a little bit. But yeah, this movie, I mean, JJ and Vic are the only main characters, and Burt Reynolds and Dom DeLuise's characters. But what was my problem? It's just, I can't quite nail it. It's like,
it's not funny. It's not funny and it's not fun.
It's not fun. All that just kind of shadows everything else for me a bit, because the bad jokes make things look really, I sit there and I go, wow, this was an actual blockbuster hit. And it also had movies that ripped it off that were minor successes after it,
It influenced other films, strangely.
Yeah. This was not going to be the end of, at least after Cannonball Run 1, that was not going to be the end of the great race movie kind of movie where, everybody, we're all after the great prize and it's all fun and games.
Yeah.
But maybe they needed more element of danger, even for a comedy.
Yeah. Maybe it was just too ridiculous. I don't normally look at Rotten Tomatoes, but Cannonball Run 2 is a 12% on the tomato meter. That's critics.
Whoa.
45% are the people.
People nowadays are like, this is just stupid. Wow.
Yeah. So do you think it would hold up today? Would you recommend this to anyone?
I don't know, man. I would only recommend it for the stunts and say just overlook the shit that's dated, maybe, if I was recommending it.
Fast forward through anyone talking.
Yeah.
But there are better stunt movies, too.
I love Burt Reynolds. I love Dom DeLuise. Don't get me wrong.
So, okay. So anyway, awards. The film did not win an Oscar, but it was nominated for 8 Golden Raspberries, Jordan. Almost every category.
This was Cannonball Run 2?
Cannonball Run 2. Worst Picture. Worst Director. Worst Actor, Reynolds.
What?
And also that same year for City Heat.
That, I think, is being harsh. Burt Reynolds is still great, nevertheless.
Worst Actress, McLean.
Damn.
Shirley MacLaine, after winning an Oscar.
A year after.
Yeah.
Winning an Oscar. Man.
Worst Supporting Actor. Sammy Davis Jr. Slow shots across the bow.
Damn.
Worst Supporting Actress. Both Susan Anton and Henner. What, they double nominated this? Holy crap. The worst screenplay, Needham, Albert Ruddy, and Harvey Miller. It didn't win any of those, unfortunately.
Catherine Bach was like, you heard him. Just Susan Anton and Mary Lou Henner, not Catherine Bach. Thank you. No, I'm just
Bolero swept the Razzies that year, and it did not win in any category, sadly.
Damn. Fucking Bolero sweeping the Razzies.
Yeah. That was a sad night. Sad night for Cannonball Run 2 at the Razzies.
Is that good or bad? Bolero sweeping them?
I don't know. It's an honor being nominated.
With the Razzies, you don't know whether it's good or bad.
But anyway, box office, and then we'll get to the ratings. Cannonball Run 1, on a budget of 16 to 18 million, the box office was 160 million freaking dollars, Jordan.
Damn.
10 times its budget. So I'd call that a success.
That's my Burt Reynolds laugh.
Laughing all the way to the box office.
Burt Reynolds laughing all the way to the bank. That was my impression. Yeah, sorry.
Captain Box Office.
Captain Grosses.
Jordan, here's your quiz for the episode. Believe it or not, Cannonball Run was the 6th highest grossing film of 1981. Can you name 2 of the films that made more money than it?
It would have to be, at least it would have to be Raiders of the Lost Ark and For Your Eyes Only.
For Your Eyes Only did come out the same year. It made less than Cannonball Run.
And Cannonball Run?
Yeah, despite both movies having Roger Moore in them. Yeah.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Cannonball Run made more than For Your Eyes Only. That's interesting. Whoa.
It's weird. This was a crazy. Okay, Raiders of the Lost Ark, then On Golden Pond, number 2.
Oh, okay. That makes
Superman
sense.
2. That was
Superman 2, of course.
It was low-hanging fruit, Jordan.
Because that was in America, yeah.
And then a movie I hate. Maybe we need to watch this. I don't know. Arthur.
Yeah, maybe. We should watch it, yes.
Stripes, and then Cannonball Run.
Wow.
Yeah. Cannonball Run 2. On a budget of $22 million or $18 million, there's different numbers. It made $56.3 million.
Oh, so it didn't do too bad, but didn't make as much as the budget was about the same again?
Or actually a little more. That's why it seems a little more polished. I think they had more money. But who knows what Burt got paid for the second one.
Okay. Then yeah, that's considered a flop, man. But I could see why they thought that was a failure compared to the first Cannonball Run.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a summer against a bunch of other big movies, too.
84 was a big year.
That was kind of hard to hold your own as a movie at the box office with all the other stuff coming. Like, you had the Star Trek sequel, Search for Spock, which we talked about. And then you had Temple of Doom, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Big summer there, 84. But I could see why they thought that was a failure. $56 million on whatever budget.
I mean, who said it was a failure?
That's considered a failure in Hollywood, though. When you
I don't know, man. I disagree. They made twice their money. I think they did. They did well enough to have a sequel many years later.
Unless it made more money. I'm talking about the second movie, not the first movie.
Hold on a second. Let me do one check.
Unless they made more money overseas, which I could see.
Yeah, the second movie, it was number 28 that year. But that was a big year. Ghostbusters, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
That's another one. Yeah. Ghostbusters, another big one.
Gremlins, Karate Kid, Police Academy, Footloose, Beverly Hills Cop. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, those were all money makers. Like
Terms of Endearment was the same year. Romancing the Stone, Splash, Purple Rain. 84. We could talk about 84 all day long. That was a big year in film.
Yeah.
I think the fact that it made as much money as it did, 2-3 times its budget, that's respectable.
$56 million though is not anything though compared to if they had twice the budget.
Jordan, I don't know about you. I'd love to have $56 million.
Well, yeah, in those terms, I'm just saying Hollywood level.
If it costs $22 million, that's 2.5 times its budget. That's not bad. Anyway.
But that's not the kind of money they had returning on the first movie, though, Cannonball Run.
Yeah, you're right. It wasn't Ghostbusters, Jordan. Sorry.
It wasn't sequel money like they hoped for.
Jeez. So, Jordan, what kind of rating, real quick, do you give this movie?
I give this...
Or these movies. Sorry, 2 of them. 2. You talk. Give me 2.
Man, okay. The first movie, I give it 5 out of 10 needles from a fake doctor. And the second movie, I give it 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10 also needles from a fake doctor. 4 out of 10 Captain Chaos capes. That was what I had written down, all those.
What was your first one again? But it was 5 out of 10, right?
Yeah, 5 out of 10 for the first movie. 4 out of 10 for the second movie.
Ouch! Yeah, so this movie wrecked your expectations. Wow, no nostalgia even helping it along, huh?
As far as stunts go, I love Burt Reynolds, but yeah, and having Burt Reynolds and Dom DeLuise there is the charm there that keeps it going. But
damn,
yeah, and the stunts are great, but that rating is mostly for how bad the plot and script and jokes are.
Yeah,
they're just so dated, and then just some of them it's like, oh yeah, that was a good joke. Somebody write that down and put it in the script right now so we can do this scene.
Yeah. So you definitely think that Cannonball Run 1 the Cannonball Run is the superior film to Cannonball Run 2.
Because Cannonball Run 2 is literally just a rehash of what the first movie was. It's literally with just an extra cast added on.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the same cast, same plot, and then more cast, more cameos.
It doesn't have the integrity, it doesn't have the pathos that Cannonball Run 1 had, huh?
It doesn't have the pathos of Cannonball Run 1. Yes. No, not at all. I'm not saying that at all.
My ratings. Let me give you my ratings.
Don't
here.
twist my words into saying Cannonball Run is better. Neither one is better than the other one, come to think of it.
They both suck. Okay, gotcha. Shame on you, Burt Reynolds and Hal Needham.
We might as well have done Stroker Ace. Our best friends.
Okay, so for me, Cannonball Run 1, 5 out of 10. Roger Moore Bond jokes. Ugh. Buttons in a Roger Moore spy car. Ugh.
Bangs out of a fake gun.
Yeah. And Cannonball Run 2, drum roll.
Uh-oh. Drum roll.
7 out of 10. No, this man has no consistencies in his ratings. Of course not. 7 out of 10. Dom DeLuise and Burt Reynolds in belly dancer outfits dancing. Like, I know that's strong, but damn, this movie's ridiculous, but it leans into it and it has no shame.
You're saying that's bold of the movie, though.
Yes, and it takes chances and a whole heap of nostalgia on top of this. Realistically, I mean, yeah, this is not a good movie. But I don't know. There's something there. I like Burt Reynolds and I like Dom DeLuise. I think their relationship is tighter. I think the jokes work a little better in Cannonball Run 2. There's more thought to it. They're less concerned with plot, but it just kind of moves at a quicker pace than Cannonball Run 1 does. And that means a lot. Even though there's a stupid cartoon, you don't even see them go cross country. They never leave Southern California at all. They're just on the same road, back and forth by the same mountains. It's so bad.
Oh, because they're shooting second unit. Yeah, most of it.
It's so bad it's good. Anyway, I'll give it maybe 7's too strong and I'll regret it tomorrow. But I couldn't recommend this to anyone unless you're just a glutton for punishment or you grew up watching these movies.
All right, I'll change my rating for Cannonball Run 2 to 4 chili dogs and 1 for him.
Okay. There are some jokes, okay? There are some jokes. I'm not trying to be an apologist. I'm not trying
when
to
she said 1 for him, was she talking about JJ or was she talking about Captain Chaos when she said that, though? That makes you wonder, doesn't it, I guess?
I've lots of questions from this movie I'm not even going to try to answer. Okay, Jordan, so our next episode, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to give you films.
Yes, 3 films.
3 movies. Now, our friend Misty pointed out to us very rightly, as we know, that this is the 25th anniversary of the movie Jaws, Jordan.
Yes.
Just a movie that changed film forever, arguably. Okay?
Okay.
The category is Jaws ripoffs. The movie was so popular that many ripoffs came in its wake, pun intended.
Oh, God.
These are your movies, Jordan, should you choose to accept them. Number 1, Mako, Jaws of Death.
Oh, no.
Number 2, Orca.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
Number 3, Up from the Depths.
Up from the Depths? I've never even heard that. What?
Or a bonus choice, Jaws 3. We can do a threequel and an actual Jaws movie. So, Mako, Jaws of Death, Orca, Up from the Depths, or Jaws 3.
Okay.
I had to pick a few, Jordan. There's many Jaws ripoffs.
I hear the game show music. Oh, man.
Jordan, what do you choose?
Oh, God. Why am I doing this to myself? Okay, I'm going to regret this later on. Okay, here it comes. It's one of these 2, and both of them hurt. Oh, my God.
They're all interesting choices. Each one is going to be a different delight.
All right. Let's say Jaws 3. Oh, God.
Oh, damn.
Damn it.
Damn. Do we get to watch it in 3D, I wonder?
You can if you order the Blu-ray, apparently.
You said no to Orca. Okay. And Mako, Jaws of Death. Okay. All right.
Why am I doing this to myself? Oh, my God.
So, folks, you can go watch Jaws 3 if you dare. And join us for the discussion next time.
It's okay. I only had a few minutes in 3D, apparently, in its old days. Yeah. So, All right.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening and enduring a discussion about the Cannonball Run movies with us. Not Speed Zone. We shan't mention Speed Zone on this podcast.
Speed Zone starring John Candy. Yes. Or Collision Course.
Yeah, I hadn't seen either of the either of the various titles. Have you seen Speed Zone before we wrap up?
No, never had the privilege.
We are a half-assed podcast. We are the Cannonball Run II of podcasts, Jordan.
We're a sequel that's not going to make as much money. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we didn't do our research. But anyway, thank you all for listening, especially to our new listeners. If you somehow enjoyed this, tell your kids, tell your wife, tell that wacky group of misfits speeding past you on the highway that you like this podcast.
Yeah, tell those cannonballers you like this podcast.
If you like this, check out our other episodes and feel free to smash all those buttons on whatever platform you're looking at, but just the good ones. Give us a like, a subscribe, a comment. We're just a wee little podcast trying to make it in this world, trying to win the podcast race across the country, so we would really appreciate it. And Jordan, this has been...
The robots took my podcast. Oh, and just remember, just to quote the song from the movie, it's not what you got, it's how you use it.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that out there, kids. Some words of wisdom by the great Ray Stevens.
And I do like, I will say I do like the music. I'll tack this on. I do like the music from the second one. There's this cannonball, like this funky...
Yeah, this 80s kind of version of the Cannonball Run theme.
80s. It's like you could tell music had changed in the few years between. And there's even like a Miami Sound Machine sort of like version, like it's in English and Spanish. It's real crazy. Anyway, I thought that was a lot of fun. It's kind of catchy, and that's part of what I like about the movie.
But nothing beats the original song, Cannonball.
Yeah.
Cannonball.
You get both of them in two, so.
Who's the one with it all? Cannonball.
Do you have a dream you're dreaming today? Do you see the sunshine shining your way? Do you hear a song that sings inside of you? You gotta have a dream to make a dream come true.
All trailers, clips, music, or any other copyrighted material are used sparingly, edited from their original forms, and used for the purposes of criticism, discussion, commentary, and education about these fine films.